This week's edition of Church Media Design TV is sponsored by Floodgate Productions and Print Management Solutions. Welcome to this week's edition of Church Media Design TV, tips, tricks, and how-to for you, the church media designer. I'm your host, Brad Zimmerman, and I'm joined every week by my favorite bobble-headed friends. You got it right. We got Sean and Gus from Psych. We got Little Whitey, the miniature version of me. We got Colonel Sanders, the King of Chicken, and of course, Jesus Christ, the Son of the Lord Most High. Well, in this week's edition of Church Media Design TV, we're talking about ProPresenter 4 and how to take what's currently playing in iTunes and show the album artwork and artist and whatever you want up on the screen while you're showing countdown clocks or your announcement slides, or I guess you could do it during your worship set as well. As well as I'm going to give you guys some news of some cool stuff going on in the church and give you guys some great resources and places to find free worship backgrounds and a whole lot more. So if my bobble-headed friends are ready, let's get into it. Well, this week I wanted to give you guys some great news of some cool stuff going on in the church, and the first thing is One Prayer 2010 has been announced. Now, I've been talking about this for a few years, and one of the reasons that I want to promote this and let you guys know about it is that I believe in the church rallying together. I believe in the borders between church buildings and denominations breaking down so that we can all work together to expand God's kingdom, because it's not about our own, it's not about our own kingdom, but it's about God's. So the cool thing, One Prayer 2010, as we work together, we'll have the opportunity to leave a permanent imprint of Christ on the world, because when churches unite, it's unstoppable. So that's the theme of One Prayer 2010, and I really want to encourage you guys to sign up and take part in it. Takes place in June 2010. There's 4 weeks, and they'll have video teachings that you can use from great communicators from around the country and around the world, as well as you can do your own teaching series based on that. So I encourage you guys to check that out. The next piece of news is Vimeo Stats Engine. Now, Vimeo, as you know, is a great video player that you can use for your videos. They have a really cheap Plus program that's $60 a year. But what they did is they just launched a whole new stats engine that I think is pretty cool. So check out this video. So as you could see there, what they basically took is Google Analytics, which is an amazing analytics suite for your website, but said we need something like that for video. And so they took all the principles and ideas that they have in Google Analytics, but basically built their own engine similar to that for Vimeo. So it shows you, how many times has this video been played? Has it been watched all the way through? Did they click the like button? Where did they come from? All sorts of great information. So you get this for the $60 a year Vimeo Plus, and that gives you unlimited HD uploads and all sorts of crazy great stuff. And actually, it's such a great system that I'm thinking about switching over, and most likely I'm going to switch over the CMD video player on our website for episodes to Vimeo, and so I'll be using Vimeo for that because I think this is such a great engine. So those are a few pieces of news that are going on around the web that I wanted you guys to check out. Well, let's reach into the stockpile and grab you guys some great resources from around the web, and the first one is for your Easter planning. This comes to you from GaryMo.com. Gary Molander, the founder of Floodgate Productions, has a great blog called It's Complicated, The Ramblings at the Intersection of Faith, Church, and Everyday Life, and he has this great article on things he'd do differently for Easter planning. I wouldn't count the numbers of people. I'd tell more stories of people. I'd perform a secular song that everyone knows. I wouldn't put added pressure on artists. I'd rehearse every transitional statement. And so there's great in-depth stuff about that I want to encourage you guys to check out on the website. So check that link out. And the next one is pretty interesting. This is shooting tips for Canon 7D interviews. Now, Canon 7D and the 5D Mark II, and there's all these new HD SLR cameras that are coming out. So digital SLR cameras that shoot HD video. But they have some weird workarounds. They're not great at capturing audio, and there's some problems on top of the great quality video footage that you're getting. So this is from Church Creatives, and they just have a great article on what to do when you're shooting interviews and what they do to shoot an interview fast, but also make sure that their end product turns out great. So I encourage you guys to check that out. And the last one is worshipvj.com has had a Vimeo group of backgrounds and stuff he's been doing, and it's just recently really exploded into something very cool. And so you can head over to their Vimeo page, and they have group members like Thrive and Everett Bose, I don't know, I suck at saying people's names, and the SECC Worship Tech Department are submitting stuff, and they're not just submitting free backgrounds to for you to download, they're actually submitting like triple wide backgrounds. So if you're spanning across a triple head to go with like ProPresenter, and you're going across 3 different screens, they're giving away these triple wide, huge high definition backgrounds for free that you can use in your church. So there's a lot of great content. I want to encourage you guys to check that out, as well as shooting interviews with Canon D7, and of course your Easter planning tips from Gary Moe. Well, before we move on, we want to say thank you to our sponsors, and the first sponsor is Floodgate Productions. You can find out more information at floodgateproductions.com. They are mini movies and media for you and your church. So check out a clip of one of their latest mini movies. It's all about Him.
This day and every day, it's all about Him. It's all about a holy God who took the form of man, who lived and died and rose again, full of grace and full of truth. It's all about the one who sits enthroned at the right hand of the Father. The one who, at the very mention of His name, every knee shall bow and every tongue confess that He is Lord to the glory of the Father. Our worship, our praise, and our extended focus is all about Jesus. And our surrendered response is simply to worship Him, just to worship Him. Because this is not about us at all. This is all about
Well, you can find that mini movie and many others on their website, but one thing I want to encourage you to do is go over and click on the free resources link, and what you'll find is that you can actually download 2 free mini movies, a free motion background, and a free graphics package via sirmalicious.com, and so you're going to get all of that stuff for free, so make sure to check out floodgateproductions.com. Now, our next sponsor is Print Management Solutions. They have the solution to your print needs, so check out Print Management Solutions. You can get ink and toner packages, you can get full service or leasing programs where they take care of all the maintenance, all the ink. You have no worries whatsoever. We use them. I love their service, and it's great. So make sure to check it out. You can sign up and make sure to put Church Media Design in the promo code to let them know that you found out about it from us, and that helps us out a bunch. So check out Print Management Solutions and Floodgate Productions. Well, like I said at the top of the show, we're going to be talking about ProPresenter today, and ProPresenter 4 gives a whole bunch of new features. If you want to check out the last episode, you can head over to the website and watch that, or download it in iTunes or Miro or wherever. I try to make it available in all sorts of different places, but so we talked about some new features, and one of those features was the props layer, which I was pretty excited about. And this is a persistent layer that's on top of everything else. So it's similar to a background that you can change text out on top of the background without changing the background. Well, this is like a foreground background persistent layer thing that, you know, you can change everything out, but this layer still stays the same. So you can run, you know, a countdown clock or announcement loop or something like that and still have this one layer staying persistent on top. Well, One thing that a viewer actually sent in a long time ago, and I've been trying to figure out, sometimes these things take a while, and I was actually really interested in this idea. They said, hey, I was at a coffee shop, and I looked up on their flat screen TVs, and they had this thing that showed what was currently playing over their PA, and it showed the album art, and it had the title, and it showed, this information. And so I wanted to, how do I do this for my church? I would love for people to be able to know what these worship songs are that are playing over our system. And so I started looking into it, and I actually figured out a way to do it, but I didn't figure out a way to show it inside ProPresenter and put it on the screen in a beneficial way. But now with the advent of props layers and ProPresenter 4, this can be done. So I'm going to show you how to do this today, and hopefully you guys will find this useful, because I think it's a pretty cool way to encourage people to listen and take part of the music. So let's get into it. So inside ProPresenter, you can see I've pulled up an announcement loop that we run every week. So we have, a 5-second timer here, and the slides automatically advance. We got our Facebook and Twitter slides, and it loops back to the beginning just like normal. Well, what we want to do is use a props layer to throw the iTunes album artwork on top of this, and we can even put the track title on top of this, and so we can show people what's currently playing. So to do this, we're going to use the props layer, like I said, but we're also going to use a program called CamTwist, because this can't be done natively inside of ProPresenter. We have to use a third-party program to actually generate what that iTunes art is. So you can find this, let's pull this up on the web at their website, and you can download CamTwist. Now, this is a program that does special effects on your webcam, as well as, a bunch of other stuff. But what we're going to use is they actually have a feature called iTunes Artwork. So let's go and pull up CamTwist. And as you can see here, we have a bunch of different settings that we can use. You can show your webcam, you can show your desktop, flicker sets, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And I use this for live streaming often. It's a pretty cool tool. But the thing we're going to use is the iTunes song. So I'll double click at that effect, and it's showing, and if we want to see a preview, we can load up our tools in our preview window, and we can click this checkbox, show cover art. So now you can see it's pulling in our cover art, and we can actually scale this up or down. But we have a problem here. If we go into iTunes, we start showing some of these different songs. Let's pull up, our current series playlist. We pull up some of these different albums. We got to pull up ones that actually have artwork. So This Is Our God, How Great Is Our God, these all have artwork. You can see it's not filling the whole frame. What I want it to do is just show just that artwork. So if you guys know, your album artwork is a square size, so it's usually 300 by 300 or 600 by 600. So what we're going to do in CamTwist, we're going to go to Preferences, we're going to go to General, and then we're going to go to Video Size, and we're going to set a custom video size. So I'm going to set this to 600 by 600. So this will give me plenty of resolution to work with, and then I'm going to close this out. Now, in changing sizes, we actually have to quit CamTwist and reopen it. So I'm going to quit it, and we'll reopen CamTwist, and that will reset our preferences of our size. And this should load up in just a second here. And what we'll see is now we'll have a perfect square that's outputting. So we'll do Tools, Preview, and we'll go down to iTunes Art, iTunes Song, Show Artwork, and you can see it's filling the frame perfectly. Now you have this gray border here. Don't worry about that gray border. That is not part of the frame. Just this artwork is. Now we could show, scale this text up and show the text in there. I don't personally think it looks very good. You can't read it very well. We could make some space at the bottom here to throw that text, but at the end of the day, I think the artwork does the job just fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our text position, and we're just going to roll this text right off the page so you can't see it. So we're just seeing the artwork. So one bug that I found about ProPresenter, and I just ran into, is that if my resolution is too small, when you go to edit some stuff, the editor doesn't show up correctly. So I fixed that. So now we have our new props layer here, and we can do, we could throw text in there, we could throw whatever, but we can also throw in a webcam. So I'm going to, instead of the built-in iSight, I want to use CamTwist, which would normally show up here, but it's not showing up because we started CamTwist after ProPresenter. So I'm going to show you that we have to quit ProPresenter, and I'm going to quit, and we'll save selected, and what we'll do is reopen ProPresenter. And now when we go to add that camera in, we're going to have the option of adding in Cam Twist as one of our settings. So now with ProPresenter relaunched, now we can go to our props again. I'm actually going to start our background loop so that we can see what we're doing. We'll do Edit Props, and we'll go to our second props layer here, and we'll add in a webcam. And now from our drop-down list, you'll see that we actually have Cam Twist available. So we can hit Choose for that. And we can, throw this in the corner and hit show, and we can go full screen, and you'll see that, our artwork shows up. Now, I actually think it would look nicer if our artwork was on an angle, so I'm just going to put it at like 10 degrees and, shove it over in the corner a little bit, and let's hit show the updates. And you can see it's got a little bit of a jagged edge, but it still looks pretty nice. Now, if you wanted to show the song track, we could pull our text position back down and, put that right down in the corner here. And our text is actually as large as they'll let it be. So that's as good as it's going to be. And so now if we go full screen, you can see that it's underneath there, but it just looks really bad. And even if I would pull up a song that's got better artwork, so let's pull up like this Fee, We Crown You, it still, in my opinion, doesn't look that great. You can see it there, but from a distance, it's not going to be that great. Now, one thing to take in consideration is that you can design your slides appropriately so that maybe you want to make the artwork really large and you want to make that text even bigger so that people can see it. Or maybe you want to make a background that, every slide it shows currently playing above it. Now, I tried to do this and it just wasn't working, so if you mess around and figure out how to make it work, awesome, but I tried to add in the text and it just wouldn't work right. So, but currently we have, our artwork showing on the screen and our slides are rolling. We could throw videos, let's just show that. So we'll just hit done here. So we can click on anything. So let's go to today's the day, and we'll throw up a background and some text. And you can see that we have all of those things rolling at the same time with our artwork still there. So it all works together. You can throw any video, anything there. So again, this isn't just a cool trick. This is a way to help encourage people to buy those albums, to have personal times of worship at home with the music that you guys sing on Sunday mornings or Saturday night or in youth ministry or whatever. So check that out. And again, this is only available with ProPresenter 4 and Cam Twist 2. So you can go find those at their websites and have some fun with this. Well, this week's inspiration is made by Biltmore Baptist Church, and again, this is a video made by a church for a church, so this is what you guys can be making in your churches, and I want to inspire you guys with stuff that's made for the church. These aren't, just these flashy commercials. This is stuff that's being used week in and week out, and this is made by Biltmore Baptist Church, and it's for the verse Hosea 6:3, and again, I just love these scripture ambient videos that you can watch to reflect on scripture. I just think they're great pieces that you can make part of your gatherings and services. So check this out. This is Hosea 6:3.
Let us know. Let us press on to know the Lord. His going out is sure as the dawn. He will come to us as the showers, as the spring rains that water the earth. Hosea 6:3.
Well, this week's freebie is another experimental worship background. I've been messing around with CC Cylinder, and this is some wood textures and some coloring. It's very basic, but hopefully it'll come into use for you in your church, so you can download this in widescreen and in full screen from the website in WMV and MPEG-4. So it should work in any program that you're using. So I want to encourage you guys to head over to the website, download it, and let me know what kind of backgrounds you're looking for. If you like these backgrounds or you hate these backgrounds, let me know, because I want to be able to make some stuff that you guys find useful. So check those out and add them to your arsenal today. Well, thanks for tuning in to another edition of Church Media Design TV. Hopefully you guys learned a little something fun and new for ProPresenter, and you guys can, implement that and be able to show that album artwork on the screen, and hopefully encourage people to grab those albums and worship by themselves and have personal times of worship instead of just corporate times of worship, which I find super amazing. So as well as all those free resources and news and all that stuff, make sure to check out all of those things. And if you guys have any comments or questions, you can send me an email, brad@ChurchMediaDesign.tv. Find me on Twitter, twitter.com/CMDTV. And as always, leave comments on the website and check out all of our articles and morning motion graphics and the whole 9 yards. There's a bunch of great stuff for you guys to check out on the site. So check those things out today. As for me and my bobbleheaded friends, we're saying, see you later.